Hello, it's Cypher, and we're jumping into the sinking city. A frosty welcome. Dear Mr. Charles, as you requested, I've researched the outbursts of hysteria and visions in the city of Oakmont, Massachusetts. It turns out that your assumptions were correct. Such cases are indeed more frequent here. Men and women and from across the country are drawn to Oakmont, haunted by visions similar to yours, a city drowning, the presence of something great, yet unknown. As luck has it, I believe you have stumbled upon the source of your ailment, and the person who might help you with it. Prepare yourself. Then come to Oakmont as soon as you can. I will meet you here to play, here to help you on your way. Cordially, Johannes von der Berg. Freaky. Took 3 games to finally get a character with Fedora. Okay.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
This is true. Okay, I'm going to have to give a bit of a warning here. This game does depict racism, and ethnic bias to more, to be honest, to the source material. H.P. Lovecraft being a notorious bigot. Now, my official stance on racism on this channel is that it is bad, it is stupid, and honestly, people, do you have better things to do in your time than hate your neighbors?
Hope I never have to use it, but something tells me I will.
Now get out!
Yes, sir.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me your Highness. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
What's the deal with this city?
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
The flood?
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has risen ever higher without receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
I can understand that. About my problem.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
Where is Robert Throgmorton?
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
What's Robert Throgmorton like?
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature, scion of a robust bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and
you might
even
have a
greater
romance
ego.
going.
Do not make him wait.
I need somewhere to stay.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do I get to Devil's Reef?
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot, or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
What else did you mark on the map?
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper, places you'll need to get to the truth.
What do you do here?
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
I can agree with that.
Well, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
You'll be trouble. Mark my words. Okay. So I'm most likely walking into a powder keg here. The wisest thing will be to avoid a sparking a race war. But
I
that might
don't
be
care about your
harder
petty
to
excuses. No one leaves the
done
port until
and
my
said.
son is found, and that is final.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles
Nice
Reed.
suit.
I'm a
Very
private
nice suit.
investigator. Just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
What happened to your son?
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my words.
That will be a problem. He has already made a judgment. And he values strengths and smarts. And his suit suggests as high standards. So he won't be one for half measures. Who are the Innsmouthers?
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Hey, you're not doing anything to help with the trouble, now are you, Mr. Throgmorton? All you're just doing is sitting in a high tower, condemning your neighbor, when, as a philanthropist and a obviously successful businessman, you can be employing these Innsmouther to bolster your fishing fleets, or to help repair the damage to the town. God help us when fools get power. What do you know about the visions?
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
I can try to find Albert.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Vera?
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you.
Vera. Tell me more about the case.
I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Where's the lifeboat?
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Where's the fisherman's house?
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
I'll be going.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Impatient and values strength. He is a powder keg ready to explode. Oh, there's the melee attack button. Titania.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania?
And does that make me puck up? Albert Throgmorton's will. I hope someone finds this. My name is Albert Throgmorton, and this is my will. I want to warn you, don't go to the depths below Oakmont. There's unreadable. Well, we should have never done that. Everything should remain in the cave. Professor, unreadable. I fear that what will become of me. It's singing in my brain, dancing on my eyelids every time I close my eyes. The cycle goes on and on and on and on and on and on. In the end, it comes. I must warn everyone. I must tell my father. He's here. Okay.
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
I believe it has to do with the green slime. Okay. We got the crime scene done. Next step is the house. What does an outside inspection tell us? Okay, collapsed roof. Lights are on upstairs. And there's a giant hole. And broken and crates. So the question is, was there something inside the house somebody wanted, or was there something inside the house that wanted out? This looks like the fisherman.
I've said everything I know.
Okay.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer, and keep your hands where I can see them.
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
It does. Prized animal? Probably. And in real life, if you are an investigator, never do that. That is theft, and you will be found
The
and
book
will
is
go to
damp and
jail.
damaged, but clearly well cared for.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
Okay, a long room, fish hanging from the ceiling. Which, why would you do that? If you're going to be drying out fish, yes, the giant rainstorm. Let's see what this young gentleman has to say.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Okay, who are
Tell
you?
me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was at or starve.
Tell me what happened.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis, we were here. This is our house. Barry was outside, on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay, my head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing, just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar.
Where are the others?
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea where Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Who is Kay?
Who is this K you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know.
What happened to Paul?
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay, have mercy on his soul.
I've got to
I'll
go.
leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, Kay, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Interesting.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Okay, Mr. Reed, look into the wall. Look into the wall. It's just another crime against nature that you have to be the one to solve. Okay, what does the body tell us? Blow to the head means the person who killed them, well, unalived them, was similar to height. Blunt force trauma, and broken water barrel. Oh, and there's the hole.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Good to know, good to know.
Choo choo. Ahem. 5 cards short of a full house.
So, seeing for cards laid out for 2, so this young man and Lewis were probably playing cards. Okay.
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
Same. Ooh. Here's the extra vision sense that almost every game needs to have these days.
Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work.
Scaled handle, and what looks like fish/eyes across the blade. Interesting. What do you have to tell me?
Glenna, Nehri, Glenna, Gebheil, Nugulenar Haftin.
Okay. Retrocognition allows you to understand events that happened in the past. Inspect enough evidence on the scene and the vision will emerge. Step into it and find all the critical scenes. Okay. It was started here.
What's happening?
Then it would move here.
Take this, ape face.
Ah. So Lewis here drew a gun on young Albert, and somebody with the barrel was trying to protect Albert.
Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
What?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled. It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Mind Palace. Okay. Albert Throgmorton was dangerous. Albert Throgmorton was dangerous and posed a threat to Lewis Flynn and his fellow fishermen. Okay. Clues. Albert fled when wounded. Lewis shot without warning. Okay, that's not connected. Throgmorton is feud. Sudden psychotic outbreak. One fisherman is missing. I can track down Albert. Albert and the fisherman named Lewis fled the scene after the fight in the house. I can track them using my supernatural sense. Albert returned unstable, sudden psychotic outbreak. Albert spread hysteria around him. Albert Throgmorton spread some sort of psychic influence, which made everyone nearby suffer hysteria. Anti-Throgmorton sentiment. As an Innsmouther, Lewis and his people suffered at the hands of the Throgmortons. That could be a reason to hate them. Okay. Here we are.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
Lewis may have wanted Albert dead. Lewis may have wanted to kill Albert outright because he was a Throgmorton, rather than just drive him off. That's a bad situation.
Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
Okay. Azar, Lewis, or Mr. Throgmorton are in here. Both are not in the right frame of mind. So best be safe and even careful. Okay. Too few bullets.
There's something in the pocket.
Bloodstained note. Lewis, please, just give me one more week. I know I owe you, but I'm underwater like everyone else right now. I don't yet have enough stock to operate the bar smoothly, with the fuzz snooping around the port. But don't worry, I've struck a nice deal with the proper people, and should have a steady supply channel soon. Just one more week and I'll return everything with double interest. Peter. So Lewis was operating a bar.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
Or more accurately, the person who was operating the bar owed Lewis money.
The door won't budge.
What's that sound? That is a off-key note. Everybody who watch horror movies know that means death. Okay. That is relatively freaky. Okay. Young Mr. Throgmorton, I presume.
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Okay. Lewis may be at the bar. Lewis the Innsmouther that killed Albert Throgmorton may be hiding at the bar or in Oakmont port. Okay. Now where is that bar? It would be a large building. Probably there or there. What do these marks mean? Oh. How to play. Evidence. Map. Key evidence collected. All evidence collected. Bar under the keel. And a beggar.
Oh, yeah. Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Okay. So it's the bartender that knows Lewis, and will probably be the one to hide them.
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I need to find Lewis Flynn.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah, even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
You want him gone? I can help.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him, once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. We got a decision to make. What do we do with Lewis? What caused the hysteria? And is he culpable?
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Ugh. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
How did it all happen?
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
Convenient. You killed Albert. Why?
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out I was right.
Okay. Claims insanity. Malingering or lie. Execution style gunshot wound to the head suggests cold control. Your actions looked deliberate.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
Why do your people hate the Throgmortons?
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine.
Mm-hmm.
The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
What's a grand family?
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, The Throgmortons.
Right. Those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I've heard enough.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
I'll think about it.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
That's not how it works.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Okay. One of two options. Lewis was aware of his actions. Lewis was aware of what he was doing during the fight with Albert Throgmorton. Lewis was mentally affected and couldn't entirely control his actions. It really is the execution style headshot that is the crux of the matter. That takes deliberate action. Lewis deliberately murdered Albert. Psychic influence or not, Lewis was out to murder Albert Throgmorton. He had motive to the mutual hatred between Innsmouthers and Throgmortons. I must tell Robert Throgmorton the truth and bring the murderer to justice. Or Lewis was under mental influence. Lewis killed Albert Throgmorton while under some sort of mental influence. He couldn't control his actions and thus can't be blamed for Albert's death. I could try and cover for him, or else Throgmorton will have his head. And would Throgmorton even stop at that? How would the consequences of telling the truth spiral out of control here? Robert Throgmorton would use this to justify a crusade against the Innsmouthers. So if I tell Robert Throgmorton the truth, I am giving him cause to go war against the Innsmouthers. Albeit, though, if I cover up for Lewis, as I am making an enemy of Robert Throgmorton. So I have to weigh Reed's personal interests against the Innsmouthers' interest. And Lewis's sob story about having family to feed is misleading, because how else would he have money to help pay for this bar? Interesting. But with that, I'm leaving you here to see what I'll be choosing next week. Until then, have a good day. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the style. Have a good day.